New ways an Apple Watch can help with your health. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Apple is physician researcher Dr. Rajiv Kumar. Hi, Dr. Kumar.
Hi, Fred. Thank you for having me.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you. The evolution of wearable technology is continuing, now offering more real world health insights, it seems. Tell us about hypertension, what it is, and how Apple Watch can help to detect it.
Sure. Oh, hypertension is a reflection of how our heart is beating over time. So, our heart is a muscle that pumps blood through all of our blood vessels to get blood to every part of our body. And as it pumps, it exerts pressure to push that blood through the vessels. The harder the heart has to pump, or the harder it has to work to get that blood through the blood vessels, is called blood pressure. And if we have high blood pressure over time for a number of reasons, that can start to change the architecture of the blood vessels, how they expand, how they contract, how the blood flows through with each heartbeat. And those chronic changes over time is what defines hypertension. So hypertension is a state that results from chronic high blood pressure. The Apple Watch has an optical heart sensor on the back crystal that faces toward the wrist, and it shines a light through the skin and is able to assess the blood vessels with each heartbeat and look for changes that might be suggestive of hypertension and notify a user that they might have hypertension based on those characteristics. So if a user wears the watch for at least 30 days, there's a look back period every 30 days to see, are there evidence, are there signs of hypertension for this user?
So this is very different from the typical cuff that you might have at home or at the doctor's office to right away give you a reading on your blood pressure, right?
That's exactly right, Fred. This is not looking for the blood pressure itself. It's not reporting a number, but rather looking at the characteristics of the blood vessels in response to each heartbeat.
And so what is someone going to see from the watch? How are you going to be notified?
Yeah, so we keep the messaging very simple for the users to say there's changes that could be consistent with hypertension, or there's not a message at all. So this is meant to be passive and opportunistic in the background for users who are wearing Apple Watch for their primary reasons. And if they get that notification, then they're prompted to use a traditional blood pressure cuff to start collecting that data and journaling that data within their health app in a way that's structured for very easy communication with their healthcare provider.
So can they share this data directly with the doctor, or should they just tell them, "Hey, I was notified and I've got to get my blood pressure checked"?
Great question. All of our features are meant to empower users with their health data. And the way one big aspect of empowering them is so they have a seamless handoff or seamless communication with their doctor. So once they've logged their blood pressures, they can generate a PDF. And that PDF is structured in a way that is very understandable or very classic for any healthcare provider. That's similar to all of our other health features, including our hearing tests, menstrual cycle tracking, ECG feature, and more.
Tell us about the work that went into releasing this feature and how accurate it is. Some people might be immediately alarmed, but I guess that's not what you're going for here.
That's right. The point is not to create fear or to alarm people, but rather to empower them, make them more alert of their body and what's happening in their body and how they can keep track of that over time. So for this particular feature and for all of our features, it's important that it works robustly for all of our users around the world. And so to train this algorithm with advanced machine learning techniques, we leverage data from over 100,000 consented participants to assess the signal on the back of the watch against blood pressure measurements. And that participant group was quite diverse across all age and sex and body mass index and skin color and all sorts of variables that are relevant to our blood pressure. Then once the algorithm was determined, we prospectively validated it in 2,000 diverse participants to show the accuracy, as you indicated. And so that's the data we submitted to the FDA and the data that we use for regulatory bodies around the world. That data showed that we're highly accurate. So we have over 40% sensitivity. So that means people who have hypertension who otherwise wouldn't know, 40% of them will be notified. And we estimate that within the first year of releasing this feature, that'll be about 1 million people. And then our specificity is also quite high at about 92.5%, meaning if there's a lower false positive rate, meaning if someone gets the notification, it generally is very actionable.
Are there certain devices, certain generations of the Apple Watch this is going to work with? Tell us what you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's on the Apple Watch Series 9 and later, and then Apple Watch Ultra 2 and later.
The real value of this is you go about your day, and most folks, I suppose, aren't getting their blood pressure checked on any regular basis, even though there are devices for the home. There's the drugstore has the cuffs, certainly the doctor's office, but it goes unnoticed among many people, I suppose.
Yeah, hypertension is quite common. More than 1 billion people around the world are affected, and about half of them are unaware. And as you said, Fred, it is highly accessible to get to blood pressure cuffs. We're meant to be screening as adults annually, either with our doctor or in the pharmacy, or even checking out a blood pressure cuff from our local library. But most of us don't do it for a variety of reasons. Or when we do it, it's a single point in time, which might be a point of stress, or we might be seeing the doctor for another reason, like an illness. And so about half of people with hypertension just go sort of living their lives unaware. There really is no symptoms of hypertension. It's often called a silent killer because it can happen for years and even decades without someone being aware, dramatically increasing the chance of heart attacks and strokes and kidney disease and otherwise. And so the goal for this feature is to, as you said, be in the background, and look for those changes in the blood vessels over time, and then make someone aware that it's happening so that they can take action.
And with this being rolled out widely and people using it, does that mean the accuracy will improve? You're going to have more and more data to work with?
That's a fantastic question. So all of our features have three core principles. One are that they're actionable, two, that they're based in science, and then three, with privacy at the core. So Apple actually doesn't get data from our users unless someone's in a consented research study with us where they've signed a consent form with our name on it. And so we don't generally get data, particularly health data, from our consumers.
Very interesting. So for more info, where can everyone go?
Apple.com/health has great background information about all of our health products and features.
Terrific. Dr. Rajiv Kumar, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you. Thanks, Fred, for the time.